What's going on, people? My name is Jack. I produce daily content based around video editing, videography, and how to make money making videos. Subscribe now if that sounds interesting to you. It sounds interesting to me. You would hope so, or else, you probably would have assumed I would have based my content around something else, something I would have been more passionate about. I make myself laugh sometimes when I fucking just get a little sarcastic with myself. Anyways, what's going on, people? You doing good? How's it going? Today we're going to be talking about using somebody else's camera for shoots. This is something that's extremely close and dear to my heart because it's what I did. You know what I mean? The tape is freshly here from taping up my microphone because at the end of last week's video, the microphone fell off the clip-on, which the clip is broken, so I tape it to the clip and then clip it to myself. But it fell off in yesterday's video onto the floor, so the last 2 minutes of yesterday's video was just floor audio, but it is what it is, still a banger video, so we put it up. And today we're talking about using somebody else's camera for shoots. This is all I did, basically, right? I only got my first camera in 2017. And I think this is a weak spot for certain people because you think you gotta have a camera. More importantly, you actually feel as though you are almost embarrassed to not be shooting on a camera, to be shooting on your phone or something like that. And, that's valid. It's very valid. If you got one person here with all the equipment and then you're there just with your phone, it makes sense that you would feel a little inferior. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna break it down to you how if I had a phone, if we had iPhones that were this good quality in 2010 when I was starting, shooting videos and stuff like that, and I had to use other people's cameras, even in 2015, 2014, shit like that, I would have just been using everything on the phone. But enough of that, let's talk about this, right? So I started shooting on other people's cameras. In fact, I didn't even start shooting on cameras. I started shooting on webcams. That's right. I used my mom's laptop webcam for a little bit. Then I actually got an Acer laptop when I was like 11 or something like that, or 10, 11. And I was able to, use the webcam on there. And I would record myself reviewing magazines and all sort of silly stuff like that. And then I actually kind of just kept going. Super interested in video. My dad ended up getting me a camcorder, like this red camcorder when I was like 12 or 13, something like that, 12, I think. And, it was terrible. It was like 480p or something like that, but it was fucking, pretty fun. Me and my brother would make movies around the house and stuff like that. I'm sure I'm going to show you guys some stuff on screen, right? And, you know what I mean? Essentially using somebody else's camera, which actually I just realized right there, I literally just said I didn't use somebody else's camera with the little red camcorder, but that came a little bit later. Before that, I was using my mom's picture camera, and also that camcorder was so bad that it inevitably broke after a couple months, and then I went back to using my mom's picture camera. She would just take photos of flowers and stuff like that. She was into her photography, right? So I would, just borrow that camera, switch it to video mode, which I intuitively just somehow knew how to do, right? Even at 12 years old, figuring out the video mode on it, and then going out and shooting videos with my friends, then, my brother, my friends, whoever I had around to be my subject then. And I shot loads of little skits and stuff like that on that camera. I would do all sorts of stuff. I would put myself in a program. I would do a little BB gun edit, all sorts of fun stuff like that. Me and my friends went down, did a couple of random little skits and stuff like that. And more or less I started getting comfortable with cameras, right? I then kept getting into video production, eventually started eventually started a YouTube kind of media rap channel at the time. Well, I was doing YouTube, I was making gaming content, right, at about 15 years old, and I wanted to do something with my friends because I was kind of blowing up on YouTube, and I was like, I want to start something with my friends as well as this thing that I'm doing by myself. So I started, I got all my friends together, and I said, this is what we're doing. We're going to start a community rap channel, media channel, like a SBTV, like a World Star Hip Hop, like a Cole Bennett, one of those rap channels where it's a community rap channel essentially. And for the next year and a half, 2016 started in March 9th, 2016, and would literally upload videos of rappers for the next year and a half, and shot about 50 different music videos for rappers over the course of this 2 year or year and a half period. Right? And every single one of these videos I shot on somebody else's camera. So essentially the predominant videography that I started with was all done on somebody else's camera. And in fact, we would go on to do paid stuff even on somebody else's camera. All this rap stuff, none of it was paid. Essentially, it was a trade. So that kind of rhymed. None of it was paid. Essentially, it was a trade. Basically, what happened is I would pop up on a rapper. I'd say, hey, I'm going to film you this music video. I'm going to do it for free. And then I'm going to upload that video to my channel. So I'm not making you a video for free that you just get to keep. No, this is my fucking video, and it's your video as well. It's going to make you look good. It's going to make my channel grow. And it would be a trade. So I would upload it to my community rap channel. Ours, at the time, it was a few of us, like 4 of us. And, we would upload it to our community rap channel, and they would get some promotion. And we built it up pretty fat. We built the Facebook up to over nearly 2,000 likes on Facebook, nearly 500 subscribers. Oh, no, I think there's over 500, like 600 something subscribers on YouTube. Like lots of views, nearly 100,000 views total on the channel. Plenty of big videos, 5,000, 6,000, stuff like that. And, locally, we made an impact, right? So that was all done on somebody else's camera. My homie Noah's. Big up to Noah. We would go on to start shooting nightclubs together again on this camera, which, by the way, was not a great camera. It was the Canon 600D, terrible in low light. Not the best camera in the world, but literally an absolute blast. And this camera's still rolling around. My homie Ozzy actually currently owns this camera because Noah sold it to Ozzy. And I'm actually going to buy this camera back off of my homie Ozzy because it's the first camera I really started properly shooting stuff on. And I'm not the most sentimental dude, but fuck it. In a future office of mine, I would like to have sort of a accolade wall and be like, yo, this is the first camera I started shooting on. I didn't even own it at the time. You know, if there ever is a museum of my video production shit, that'll go into it. I make myself laugh when I'm making these videos, honestly. I'm just thinking of the most random shit. But essentially, yes, using somebody else's camera to shoot. I started filming all those music videos with rappers with somebody else's camera. My homie knows. Now, then at the start of 2017, right? So it had been 2016. We've been doing it. We've been doing a bunch of stuff, right? My bad. I think earlier I said we've been going for a year and a half, but really we'd only be going for like a year or something like that by the time I started doing stuff in 2017 with the clubs, right? This is what happens when you don't plan your video as much. You sort of end up spurting out some stuff or mixing dates and times up. But essentially, 2017 rolled around. We've been filming these clubs, been filming these music videos for rappers for like a year. Also, I'd done what's called a couple clubs. So through connections, through the rap stuff, essentially, I met a lot of people who would be hosting an event or something like that and would naturally bring me along to shoot an after movie and a highlight video, right? But the kind of the first paid videography I really started doing was live event videography. So I would be booked at a nightclub or a venue by a promoter who would be renting the nightclub or the venue and booking the DJs and everything, and they would book me and to essentially come and film an after movie for the thing, a highlight video, a event recap video. They go under a bunch of different names, right? Promo video even, and more or less started doing this. And throughout the course of 2017, I shot 29 events, all paid, across 5+ different cities. And until the last 5 or so let's say I did at least 20, probably about 24, 25 events on my homie's Noah's camera. I actually bought my first ever camera, like other than that camcorder. I don't actually count that as a real camera, legit. Like it wasn't the craziest thing in the world at the end of the day. But I bought my first legitimate camera, the Sony a6300, the very same one I'm filming this on, in 2017 and around September of 2017 after freelancing for about 9 months. Shooting nightclubs and everything like that. So I shot at least 20, well, actually, including those 5 that I did in 2016 as well. I shot about 30 nightclubs without even owning my own camera. So I shot a good 50 music videos for rappers and a good 30 nightclub after movie recap videos and countless skits and, this and that and this and that and fucking that over there too. You know what I mean? That just means a whole bunch of stuff as well without even owning my own camera. And I was shameless about it. That's 100%. In fact, people want to get involved. A lot of the time, there's people that just want to get involved, but they don't necessarily have that self-motivated side to them where they're going to go create something that they're involved in. They're actually trying to get involved in something that is already going on, something that you are potentially creating. You can pretty easily, in my experience, recruit people, part of your team. People really do want to get involved in stuff. Anyways, that right there is my little spiel. Overall, using somebody else's camera for shoots for me has worked. It's been essential. It's been crucial. It's played a huge role. I've shot for way less time with my own camera than I did without my own camera. And I've learned the foundations of a camera, learned the foundations of the technology and the kind of technical side. You know what I mean? Like your frame rate, your shutter speed, your aperture, you're this, you're that, and you're this. And I sort of learned that from my homie Noah. So if you're reaching to the end of the video, or, by using it as well, obviously, you know what I mean? Fucking Noah didn't just sit me down and break this shit down. But I actually, a lot of the technical skill in the first place rubbed off from shooting events with somebody who actually owned the camera. And, I would learn from that. But speaking of that, a good video for you to watch could be Gain Skills as a freelance videographer. That's going more into depth of how me and Noah actually kind of exchange some skills up front and how, in the future, looking for relationships where you can partner and both of you don't necessarily have the same skills, but you both come with different something. You both bring something to the table. That could be a very interesting relationship to enter in and something that can help you, definitely help me. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for watching. ItsJackCole. If you want to connect with me further, hit me on Instagram. It's the place I'm most active. Every single day, I'll pretty much reply to all my messages on Instagram. So if you want to message me, Instagram is by far, the best place to reach me. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Take it easy.